And I'm seeing nothing but green lights. Come on, come on. Nothing but love, nothing but respect. You know what we do, what we don't, what we isn't, and what we is here today on this beautiful day of days. Because today is Friday, which means today is my beautiful day of the week where I get One Piece. And so today we are here, alright, covering chapter 1023 of One Piece, alright? If you haven't read the chapter and you want to do so before you watch this beautiful video, alright, you know what to do. You join the Discord. The link to the Discord is in the description down below, alright? Go over to chapter links and then boom, there's your link to the chapter, alright? So, go do that if you haven't done so already. And while you're doing stuff like that, before we get into it, you know what to do, you know what's appreciated. Subscribe to the channel, hit the bell icon for more notifications for content like this, give the video a thumbs up. And if you're doing other stuff like that, alright, I'm just going to take this little moment to say it is also going to be handy in the future, just in case, just for an emergency situation, to go onto my YouTube channel and then go over to the associated YouTube channels, or, you know, there's a little section for it, you can't miss it. And subscribe to the backup channel, just in case anything happens to this channel. Alright, we've had a little bit of unfortunately this week with a copyright strike. Hopefully it's not going to cause any issues, but hey, it's just to preemptively make sure that everything's okay in the future. But that being said, all the good stuff is finally out the way. It is time for One Piece, and we see here this beautiful cover color spread. Now, I have already seen this, I'm not going to lie. It's been floating around Twitter the last day or two. This is part of the three-piece spread that is going to be the top 50 characters, top 50 popular character color spread in One Piece, and it looks goddamn good! You know I love it. You know I love to see it. This looks freaking beautiful. We've got Kaido menacingly up here on the left, and we've got Odin underneath him. Odin looks like he's lost some weight. He's looking angular, and, you know, he's doing good. Then we got under Odin, we got Big Mom, Mama, and, to the right of Big Mom, we have possibly my top 5 favourite character in all of One Piece, Charlotte Charles Barkley, the Slam Jam category, alright? If you're a King of Lightning fan, you know what I'm talking about. Look at him there, looking menacing as anything. I love how he's got his elbow hakied up. He's got his damn mochi hakied up. He's spawning his arms. He's ready to throw hands, alright? He's got his mole out and everything, and you can see his elbows just dripping up because you know my man's got drip. Above him, you have Yamato, getting to see Yamato all out in the colour. She's looking happy as anything to be out of Wano, just in a cover sprayage even. I'm not going to go through and name everyone here, but everyone's looking great. And I actually think if you line all the pages up, they're actually going to link together. So I dare say the next one, if you actually look at Doflamingo over here, to the right of Doflamingo, you can see some fire. I'm thinking that that's going to be Sanji in the next week's color spread. That's going to be Sanji's leg there, illuminating between Doflamingo and Moria. But we'll find out going forward. But that's not why you're here, alright? We're not here to play Where's Wally again. We're here for One Piece Chapter 1023. So let's get into it. Here we go. Cover request by Ari. Karu gets jealous of a flock of sparrows singing with Vivi. Yo, we're going full Disney with the princesses here. Out in the forest, singing, alright? Karu's looking mad shitty. Karu is a cute ass duck though. I love that guy. But let's get into it. Oh, and I can already see we're picking up where last chapter left off. You! Alright. Alright. Standing shoulder to shoulder. You got to do it with a menacing voice. Standing shoulder to shoulder. Zoro Juro is back in action. Go get him, Sangoro. Yo, we've got Zoro and Sanji standing there. You can see the massive dust cloud from where they've just smacked. Oh, maybe not actually. That might not be King and Queen in the dust cloud. Oh no, it is. It is. You can see. I think you can see Queen's leg up in the air, and you can see King sort of on the back on the right. So that is them. I was gonna say they're behind her, but no, that's them. it really did heal him. I'm afraid to think about what will happen after, though. Yo! After this arc, Zoro's going to be going through the same sort of shit that Luffy didn't impel down, alright? He's going to be screaming for 24 hours, just bleeding out every hole the boy's got. King! Queen! Yo, and the gifters and pleasurers and whatnot are just like shook that they've been hit. King is on his back, alright? Queen looks a little bit more roughed up than King, right? But King is on his back just contemplating, just like, how am I going to snap these fools' necks? What am I going to do to them? Do I just douse them in gasoline and light them on fire, or all kinds of messed up stuff? You can tell King's just sitting there thinking to himself what kind of messed up crap he's going to do to Zoro here. How dare you attack the All-Stars? Yo, we've got a sniper on Zoro, and out of nowhere, Kawamatsu comes in with the clutch, just get out of here. Slices the guy down. Nicely done, Kawamatsu. Everyone, listen up. We can't let anybody interfere with their duel. But boss, they're up against the All-Stars. It doesn't matter if you're friend or foe. There's no place for meddling in that fight. Yo, Hyogoro calling it how it is, just like, yo, fodder, stand back. All you can do is die. Don't waste your life like that. It ain't a hero's it ain't a hero's death, my guys. But yo, it's good to see that we've still got all the samurai bosses still up and running, although we haven't really seen them do much other than almost get turned into ice onis. It would have been interesting to see some of these guys fall so that there's a little bit of a back and forth between the Beast Pirates, but I'll take overwhelming victory over overwhelming loss any day. Just look at the expressions on their faces. We would only get in their way. Yo, and Sanji and Zoro are just like, they're focused. They are hyper-focused. They're just like, I'm about to throw hands. Or throw swords. Thought there was a Blackbeard in this chapter because of the background. Oh, don't. Okay. Don't be doing that to me. Don't be doing the Blackbeard hype to me. Yo. I thought only Mary Joa was above the red line, Yui. I'm talking to... Oh, we're getting a flashback with Whitebeard. Righty-o. I thought only Mary Joa was above the red line, Yui. I'm talking about the distant past. Back then, God's Land was up there. By God's Land, do you mean a variation of Skypiea? Because Skypiea and Berka and all that could all be classified as God's Land. So, I mean, when you say God's Land, what are you talking about there, Mr. Pops? What are you talking about there, Edward? Alright, let's get to it. When did you start believing in such crap, Pops? Yo, Marco, what's with the disrespect? Yo, there are dudes with 2 elbows in this world. There are giants. There are fish. There are dwarves. There is an insane big bitch that has sex with them all, and you're questioning that there's a possibility of a Sky Island above Marijoa. Marco, man, you need to dream. You need to have dreams, my guy. Yo, I even love... Yes! Yo! Izu comes barreling out of nowhere, spear tackles Marco over. I was just like, wake up, Marco. Gurarara. Oh, what a way to end the flashback. A little bit of a Whitebeard laugh. Oh, okay, so, yo, Izo tackles Marco while Marco's about to get shot by these 2 fodders in the background. And Izu's just quick, blam, blam, drops the 2. What's with you? How can you space out on a battlefield? Heh, well, I knew you'd have my back. Oh, shut up. Yo, I love this. A little bit of a bromance going on here. Marco's literally just man's getting manhandled away down the back alley. Izo's just like, I got you. I got a 510 million bounty. I got you. Say, Izo, do you believe in God? You're starting to sound like Pops did when he was drunk. Yo. Yo, why did you getting drunk and getting all theological on us? Alright. Not where I was expecting the chapter to go, but alright, Pops. Yo, if you want to take us down, you're gonna have to put your backs into it. That didn't even hurt a bit. Yo, and... Yo, what is this face Queen is making? He dead sets look. He looks like Jabra just memeing. The drought, the plague, and the wildfire. The three of us are Kaido's son's calamities. Our unstoppable toughness is why they call us All-Stars. Yo, and he's coming in with a laser Gatling. Zoro's diving out to the right. Sanji's skywalking up to the left. What's wrong? Nothing. It's just since my second time using the raid suit, I've been feeling kind of off. You're not gonna slow me down, are you? I said it's nothing. My body just feels a little odd. Ooh, Sanji, a little odd. Are you going to be having some German modifications finally start to come through? A little bit of iron skin, maybe? Getting a little bit of a durability buff even though you've got the raid suit on? Okay, come on, give me something. Well, you do have weird eyebrows. My body, not my face, doofus. Yeah. Yo, Goda. Ichira Goda. Thank you for finally making King do something. I don't care that it's only a single slash. Thank you for making him actually do something. I've been dead in the water watching this man just quietly stare at people for the last year. I'm just like, King, your best feat was kicking a ship. Please do something. Finally, I'm getting it. You owe me one. Yo, and King's sword is huge. I guess King is just huge. He's like 4 times the size of Zoro. But yo, the sword, that just looks huge. Bridal Claw. Yo. Yo. Bridal Claw. What's with the shading on that? There's like some goop coming off it. It's shaded in a bit, but it's not shaded like Haki. It's more shaded like, just like Oda's version of like an ominous look. So I'm not gonna, I don't think that's Haki, but like, if you have a look, there's some goop on it. It almost looked like Rio for a second, but it looks more like he's got poison coming off his, pinches. So he's coming in to grab Zoro, poison him and like shoot him or something. Yo, and Sanji comes in and blocks it, just kicks it clean out the way. The Furigana uses the word cyborg. Oh, okay, this must be the next bit. Alright, sorry. I remember now. All of Judge's brats are enhanced. That bastard's crazy. That burning leg of yours is some kind of augmentation, right? Hate to break it to you, but I'm a regular human unlike my siblings. Can you really say you're a regular human, Sanji? Because you're kind of not. You kind of haven't been since Enies Lobby, which, by the way, I've now finished my reread through of One Piece. I've finished Enies Lobby now. I'm into Thriller Bark. Are you stupid? What kind of human can burst into flames? It's not like you're a Lunarian. Yo, okay, that must be what King is. King's looking over just like, bitch, my secrets. What you talking about? Shh, hush, hush. Yeah, this is actually a pretty good showcasing though. Just Sanji not getting overwhelmed by Queen now that he's here. It's the same with Zoro. Okay. It's possible because my passions burn hotter than any real flame ever could. Cooking up sea beasts is my specialty, you dinosaur bastard. Yo. Ooh! You know I love to see it. That's Haki. Queen's using Haki. We officially get to see Queen using some Haki. Ooh. I mean, it's expected. It's expected. But it has been so long since we actually saw it happen. Like, it's... What? It's 200 chapters since we've been introduced to Jack, and I think we got mentioned that he had Haki in a data book. Or we haven't had any other information that he has Haki. Same with Queen, same with King. So the fact that we're actually seeing it here has me a little bit hype and a little bit happy. I'm just saying. I'll show you how devastating my cybernetic enhancements can be. They're so advanced even Vegapunk can't match them. You're gassing yourself a bit there, man. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you're necessarily stronger than Vegapunk's creations. I mean, you're stronger than a pacifista, but Is that all he's got? We've got whatever the SSG's gonna be, and that's strong enough to replace the Warlord, so... Don't get distracted, you black mummy. Yo, Zoro, what's with the shit talk? Yo, and what's with the serrated looking blade you got, King? Click. What? Oh, and he catches... Oh! Yo! Okay, first things first, you gotta point this out, right? Zoro's blades are hakied up here. I'm pretty sure that's signifying haki, it's not just the temper pattern. So Zoro's hakied up, attacks King. King without haki just clicks his sword, catches Zoro's sword, and just... Get the fuck out of here. And then comes in with a right hook. Ooh, okay, King, thank you for doing something. By the way, biceps. Good to see you don't skip arm day. I mean, you could do with some extra squats, but good to see you don't skip arm day. Yo, Zoro just got the shit punched out of him. Or not. Or not. Oh, okay. Can't even get the words out without getting him sucked back in. Zoro just casually blocking King's punch with a bloody harked up blade in the mouth. Man's jaw is stronger than your whole hand. I get it. You're just a bloodthirsty brute. I never understood why anyone would stick to traditional forms and techniques in a real battle. Yo, cut this out. Don't call him King the Wildfire. His name is King the Underhanded. He'll kick you in the nuts, man. He'll punch you when you're down. He'll hit you in the back. Yeesh, I guess you have a point. You never claimed to be a swordsman after all. Ooh, so King's not really a swordsman. Interesting. This is 2 chapters in a row that we've seen him work more as a brawler, and it makes a lot more sense why Izo could shoot his swords out of his hands. Have it your way. Just remember, when it comes down to it, I might be I might be willing to bite through your throat too. I can't afford to lose here. Zoro, my guy, chill. You're already gonna murder this man. You don't need to go as far as to tear his throat out. Boss Hyogoro, when Hiyori-sama offered that man Enma, there was a reason I didn't protest too hard. Right, I see it too. Oh, okay, we're getting law, not like Trafalgar law. We're getting law. Right, I see it too. It's peculiar. He may be a foreign pirate, but he reminds me so much of the former daimyo of Ringo when he was young. Yo, this is Ushimaru. He and Shimotsuki Ushimaru are like 2 peas in a pod. Right down to their sword handling. It's uncanny. If you tell me Ushimaru was a 3-sword style user, I might shit myself a little bit. I'm not gonna lie. Because that's a big deal, my guy. That's a big deal. Hey, look down there, Zoro's father. Yeah, you're damn right. Oh, actually, no. Ushimaru is more likely an uncle of Zoro than Zoro's father. Because the vessel that left Wano... Yeah, the vessel that left Wano and settled in the East Blues did so 50 years ago. Alright? So what most likely happened is Ushimaru's father left him in charge of... was it Ringo? Or is that where Odin was in charge of? Either way, he left Ushimaru, travels to the east with his wife. He stays in Wano, keeping the family line going there, while Zoro is born a generation later in Shimotsuki village, most likely. Hence why it would be called Shimotsuki, because one of the former Shimotsuki would have moved there. And the rest is history. Ushimaru-sama was a fantastic swordsman. A direct descendant of the god of the blade, Shimotsuki Ryuma. Oh, Zoro, your lineage. You're worthy of the title of world's greatest swordsman. It's coming. And this young man was the one to finally return Shisui to Wano. It must be fate or something. After all, Ryuma was a one-eyed samurai. Yo! So after the events of Monsters, he got his eye cut out at some point. And he's looking both Ryuma and Ushimaru look identical to Zoro, so there's no debating that they're not from the same bloodline. Yo, Ryuma looks fierce there, and he's, like I said, I'm currently up to Thriller Bark in my read through at the moment, right? He's got the scars that Ryuma has, like zombie Ryuma. I just thought that would have been zombie scars, but no, he got them in life. So yo, after all, Ryuma was a one-eyed samurai. Second floor, treasure repository. We've got to back up Jackson. We're not going to let that happen. Yo, is that a hybrid? Chat, is this his hybrid? What? Yo, that's not how I was imagining it. Like, it makes sense, but it's not how I was imagining it to look. Yo, rightio, let's keep going. Ah, you must be getting tired. I'll put you to sleep forever, Duke of the Day. There's no need to draw this out. I've already forgiven you for lying to me about the samurai. Your country's already paid the price for sheltering him. Pant. We wouldn't have been able to live with ourselves if we sold Raizo out. Pant. Yo, okay, I love this callback. Yo, it would have made it impossible for us to come back to Wano. Everything we went through. Yo, and Jack comes in, goes to smack him with a trunk. Inuarashi's just like, you tried this one on me before already and it was easy clap. Picks this man up by the freaking snout, and I'm calling it a snout. Screw it, he doesn't deserve it to be called a trunk. Picks this man up by the nose, gets his fingers up, just flips this man out of building, just like, you piece of shit. Oh, whoa. Okay, so chat's saying it's his hybrid, but yo, he's still in mammoth form. Somewhat. Is he like a centaur? Is his hybrid a centaur? Like a mammoth centaur? That is really not what I was expecting. That's sort of whack. Because he's fighting with his two swords out. Which, you know what, I'll come back to that. I'll come back to that, chat. Alright. Since the day Odin-sama left us was to get to this point, I swear to God, I don't know this Raizo. If he's here, I'll slice open my own stomach. Yo. The Raizo safe moment is one of the best moments in One Piece. I stand by that to this day. I love it so much. Since that day 20 years ago, we've tormented ourselves with the same question. Are things different now? Ooh. Do we still have the right to claim to be Odin's samurai? How? How are you in your Sulong form? Huh? A hole in the roof? Ashura. Yo. We endured a lot to reach this decisive battle. Our millennia-old city was razed to the ground. But the dawn of the world is finally upon us. We don't care if we have to lay down our lives to usher it in. Oda. You're doing it. You're succeeding. My guy, you're succeeding. Yo, he's looking so fierce there. So, okay, Inuarashi threw him through the wall, knowing that there's a hole in the roof that Kaido made, right? And he's just straight onto it. He's just like, I can go Sulong out here, and I can end this quick. Skull Dome, front entrance. Perospero. Oh, we're getting the same thing with Nekomamushi. So Carrot's back. Perospero? Without Pedro, Luffy and the others would have made it here. Oh, without Pedro, Luffy and the others would never have made it here. The raid would have failed for sure. Master Nekomamushi, the full moon is beautiful tonight. Pedro, just pour yourself a drink and watch. Your Sulong form, this is the last moon you, Gaara, will ever see. Big tongue. Yo, the sass. The sass. I love it. I'm loving the close-ups on both of these Sulongs as well. Oh, these designs are... I love the designs. Yo, and we're getting more fire chapter. Inside the castle, second floor. You ghosts are a joke. Odin is dead, and now you serve a glorified child. How dare you mock the young master? Yo, it's weird to hear that coming from someone that's not part of Dofi's crew, not gonna lie. Everyone needs time to mature. Even if us misfits eventually become samurai. Wano itself will shape Momonosuke, Sama's growth. We won't let you take that hope away. Udon, Chikage Port. What? Why is he... Wait, why is... Here? Why is Kaido here? I can feel it coming. I can feel it coming. I know what this is. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Do we even stand a chance? He's fucking beautiful! Straw Hat, get back. It's dangerous. I am not your snack. If you attempt to eat me, I will devour you whole. Brace yourself. Momo? That's right. What? The kid that was just here? How in the world? I followed Momonosuke, Sama's orders. I aged him till he was 28 years old. Oh, she's crying. Oh. Didn't know you could do that. Why are you crying though? Yo, Luffy, he's like, didn't know you could do that, but who gives a shit? Let's go. Because, Momonosuke-sama, you look just like... Momo, let's go take back Wano. Yeah, yo! Let's get it on! I'm just blowing up my chat's ears, but yo! Oh. NL return theories will go crazy, Lil. We saw paintings on NL's cover story, 3 people with wings. Carrot will have her moment. Yeah, chat. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna lie. Alright, I want to talk with you guys right now, but yo, I'm just hyped. Look at Momo. He looks identical to the cover page back in Skypiea with who was it? Luffy, Robin, Usopp, and the pink dragon in the background. Although that dragon didn't have horns, he looks identical but with horns. Yo, he's looking fierce, but he's still not as big as Kaido. You gotta... The colour panel's for... Oh, I didn't even think about the colour panel. Thank you, Easy. Oh. Give me this beauty. Give me this beauty. Yo, so we get Robo Queen and his Haki. Pretty. But you know that's not what I'm here for. We get the Shimotsuki Ryuma and Ushimaru. Looking fierce. Looking fierce. Hybrid Jack. Underwhelming, not gonna lie. Call me crazy, alright? I know Mammoth Boys are out there standing hard, but... Yo, he's just a centaur, man. Oh. Yo, I am so happy to be a One Piece fan. I'm so happy that year and a half ago I decided to start doing videos. Not just for you guys, but just for myself. In like 5-10 years time, whenever. And, you know, I just get to think back and I just get to be like, yo, I can see how I genuinely felt when I saw Momo as a dragon for the first time as an adult. Yo, this shit is beautiful. This colouring, fucking fantastic. Whoever did this, Wooden Creative, you're a champion, alright? I probably should follow you, I'm not gonna lie. This is absolutely stunning. Yeah. This is a 10 out of 10 chapter. We got some fights. We got some lore dump. 10 out of 10 chapter. I don't think I can argue anything else from it. And Momo looks like Odin. Like, I've been saying this for a little bit now. Momo's going to look like Odin when he ages up, if he ages up, right? I said he was either going to look identical to Odin, or he was going to look like Zoro, right? And the fact that she's crying, he looks like Odin, which is going to it's going to shake Kaido's shit. And it's going to shake Yamato's shit. Right? Because she's going to see... Kaido's going to see dragon form. And he's just going to be like, what the... Go absolute ape shit, whatever. He never saw Kid Momo as a dragon as well. Just only adult. Only adult. I love it. Right? Although, I'd like to point out, pretty sure that Momo here is still smaller than Kaido's dragon form. We don't get a great sense of scale, but if you look in the top left panel here, pretty sure he's a little bit smaller in size than Kaido still. Still bigger than Luffy, but still small in scale. Smaller in scale. All right. Yo, what a freaking fierce chapter. Oh, okay. You gotta... Okay, chat, think of this, right? This is 1023. 1024 or 1025 is when the volume, 101 volume, will end. Okay? Based on the current release of chapters and the volume hard copy releases, right? So, next chapter or the chapter after is going to be an even bigger hype reveal than this, because it's gonna end the 101st volume. So you know, in 2 chapters' time, we're getting Luffy and Momo facing down Kaido. You know it's coming. All right, you know, you can feel it. You can feel it in your bones. Sanji got King's genes. Yo, I'm calling it now. Right, chat's with me on it too. Right, Sanji is going to be part of those Lunarians. He's going to have Lunarian gene. All right. Look, if you look at the Vinsmokes, right? Yonji's just a cyborg. Reiju didn't get the same manipulations that the other siblings did, but she does have a devil fruit, right? Niji is probably partially mink, which is why he can make electricity, because it's like electro. Sanji being part Lunarian, so he can conjure, control, and manipulate fire, which means Sanji might be able to do a bit more than just kick with fire coming forward in the future. He might even be doing some of that shit that Marco was doing, where he was telekinetically controlling fire from a distance. So we might get some upgrades with Sanji there. He might have like a heat-seeking kick, where he sends out a kick, and if you dodge, maybe you can shoot a fireball or something, then like redirect it or something. Who knows? Who knows? It's just glorious. Alright, you know this is setting up so much shit. So what does it mean? Land of Gods above Merijoa. Does that refer to Skypiea or the moon? So we don't actually know how high up the red line is. I've seen different people say it has to be under the Skypiea level of 10,000 to 15,000 meters, like around that level. It's got to be under that, otherwise they'd be hitting Sky Islands. But we learned in Skypiea that there are other ways into the Sky Islands. I dare say that Merijoa used to be one of the pathways into Skypiea, hence the Celestial Dragons taking over that area, because it's the land of the gods. Maybe they tried to purge off the Skypieans a little bit. Who knows? We know that King's race was somewhat purged, I think. Certainly Whitebeard knew about Skypiea when he didn't just say it. I mean, with Whitebeard, did Whitebeard know about Skypiea? I mean, the only Skypiean we know down in the normal world is Arouge, right? Or Arouge and technically King. So, I mean, it might not be nearly as common knowledge as people expect. Blackbeard said it did just out of sheer, like, hopes and dreams, flutter, feel good, all that stuff. But, yeah, I don't know. I do not know. I've got to read this. I thought only Merijoa was above the red line. Yoi. I'm talking about the distant past. Back then, God's Land was up there. When did you start believing such crap, Pops? Okay, hear me out. Skypiea, the land of the gods, right? What if all the different parts of what if all the different Sky Islands at one point in time were actually together, much like Pangea, right? much like a lot of people have theorized that the One Piece world was at one point in time, right? Above Merijoa, and war broke out. They started to purge King's race, who were the leaders of Sky Island, maybe the first Kamis that ruled over all Skypeans, but Birkins and whatnot, right? Maybe, the original descendants, the guys from the moon that came down, settled for a bit. That whole area lived above Merijoa. There was a war that broke out. The Sky Islands got split and started to drift to other parts of the world, right? Some still were connected, some not. So you got places like Balloon Terminal, which are artificial Sky Islands. But then you've got places like Skypiea and Burka that were linked but actual natural Sky Islands, right? They got stuck in their own zones, then their regular history happened. And maybe that's why Pangaea Castle is called Pangaea Castle up the top of the up the top of the Red Line, where Merijoa is. Pangaea Castle because it was the land of the gods, and then it split away the land of the gods, leaving you just with the celestial dragons. There might be something to it. But if that's the case, that means at some point in time, they were able to manipulate fire in some capacity. Yo. Why is this chapter so good? So, okay. First things first. We're almost 40 minutes into the live reaction. All right. If you haven't done so already, you know what to do. You know it's appreciated. Subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for more notifications for content like this. It helps me out a heap, and it shows me the appreciation from you guys to keep doing these beautiful live reactions. And if you haven't done so already, join the Discord. The link is in the description down below. Talk with myself and anyone else you see on this channel about anime and manga related stuff. But alright, so there's too much stuff to theorize about this. Back then, God's land was up there. When did you start believing such crap, Pops? We don't know if the Whitebeard pirates have ever been to a Sky Island. We don't know if they're associated with any Skypeans of any capacity. And if Big Mum, when she was talking about King, was referring to King as being a form of Skypean, being one of the only other races that she doesn't have, that makes a lot of sense, because you have Giant, Skypean, and one other. I'm pretty sure, because I'm pretty sure she had 3 that aren't in Total Land. Yeah, I have to give Queen some props here, though. The fact that his laser beams are like Kizaru's, like they're constantly repeating, that's really interesting. Also, if anyone doesn't know about this, a long time ago, I've made a huge theory that a lot of the One Piece movies, more specifically Film Z, Film Gold, and Stampede, because Oda had input in them, he liked to leak out certain ideas that were specifically for him. More Film Gold and more Film Z than Stampede, because Stampede was sort of like more of a publicity thing. But one of the things in that movie that we see is Frankie having a fully automatic Kizaru laser attack, very similar to the Yasakani Sacred Jewel, or whatever it is. Whereas in the canon of the story, he can only fire it off a few times before it completely depletes him. And so if you go back and watch that movie, there is a potential that from Oda's mind, he was placing a lot of the thematical abilities of people as post-Wano, as opposed to the beginning of the time skip. I know that sounds really crazy. If you go look at it, right at the end when Luffy's fighting Z, they do identical to how they show Rio in the anime at the moment, where Luffy clenches his fist, powers up his hand, goes back, and then punches. You got to think they were fighting an admiral at the time. You got things like Frankie having fully automatic lasers. There's a little bit to it to think about. It's also the first time in the story that they showcased observation haki with red eye glow, which later became synonymous with observation haki, but more specifically future sight. So it's something to think about there. I like Zoro being a random swordsman and having parallels, not a direct descendant. That's just me, though. Look, I love Zoro just making his own name for himself. Because from these people's perspective, he isn't just, like, he isn't the lineage. He's just, like, another guy that's just embodying them, right? Because they don't know who he is, where he's from, what he's been through. But that being said, it does make a lot of sense about Zoro being connected to these people. It was pretty much given away a long time ago in Viva Card and SBS information. But it's good to see it like solidified here. And it's also good to see a young Ryuma. Let's go over and have a look at Ryuma for a second. Truck's just driven past me window. Ryuma's just looking fierce. Such a good chapter. And King vs. Zoro. King's trying to kick Zoro. I love, like, at this point in time, King is still showcase out of the first out of Marco and Katakuri, King still has the weakest portrayal so far in the story, but I'm hoping to see more from him because, like, I love that he's just like, nah, screw it, I'll do whatever it takes to win, man. I'm a slasher. I'm gonna cut you. I'm gonna stab you. All right. I'm gonna kick you. I'm gonna do whatever it takes, whatever I need to do. All right. All the good stuff. Amazing chapter. I just subscribed, bro. Keep it up. Thank you. Much appreciated. The good content. Yes, the beautiful content. You know I'm here every week, just refreshing, waiting for the chapter to drop to do this because I love it. I've talked nothing but One Piece for most of my life. I love it like crazy. All right, chat. All right. Time for the negative aspect of this, though. Jack and his hybrid form. Living up to expectations, or is it a little disappointing? What are your thoughts? Does he look beastly, or is he kind of underwhelming? Sort of looking like a centaur. Because if you look at him, if you look at him when he's thrown out of the window, he looks like a joke. You see, he's got the 4 legs, and in between the 4 legs, you see his beefy little arms just sort of flailing about, right? And potential continuity error here. Correct me if I'm just completely crazy, but he's got his swords out, right? For starters, one of his swords was already, they already got rid of one of his swords this arc, right? But separate to him having his swords magically back to normal, right? Doesn't he pull them out of his trunk? I thought one of the big things was, like, the trunks he could actually detach when he was in his human form, slip off the covers for the swords. Because wasn't that a huge thing in Zoe? Or am I just crazy? Didn't even notice he was hybrid at first. Yeah, no, that's my point. I saw, like, when I scrolled down, I was like, oh, it's just Jack. And then I saw abs, and I was like, man, mammoths don't have abs. What? Took another look, and I was like, oh, okay, it's his hybrid form. Not really what I expected, but it sort of looked like it. I wasn't expecting the mammoth feet. And then we scroll down, right? And he's still a whole-ass elephant just with human arms and a torso. That's the worst hybrid form I have seen in my damn life. I don't even know if this actually technically counts as hybrid form or not. Or if this is just Jack just goofing around because it's Jack. Why not? Because, I mean, the guy reverts back. No, he doesn't revert back. You look at him there, and he's sitting on his fat elephant ass, looking at Inarashi power up, and you can tell he's just regretting life, just like, oh, why did they give me a billion-berry bounty? Why couldn't I have just been under Who's Who and get him to do all the work? Why do I always get sent to the death? Yo. Alright. Okay, back to the Fukurojuku and Raizo fight. I didn't even notice Fukurojuku's helicopter flying around with his earlobes. Dude's earlobes are just straight up a get out of jail free card. He's Inspector Gadgeting his ass out of this fight. Jack has the worst luck in One Piece. First, he runs into an admiral while attempting to save Dofi. Dude, I actually feel so bad for Jack because it's like he's taking so many L's. It's like I'm starting to question how strong he really is, or if it's just that he's got a heaps high HP threshold. So it's like it's not that he's actually like a really good fighter, because I know he's strong. I know he's strong. I know if you get hit by him, you are absolutely munted, right? But dude is slow, and dude just has heaps of HP. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. At this point in time, I'm like contemplating could pre-time skip Crocodile potentially take out Jack if he was playing it smart, because with the way Jack's going, he is the living embodiment of an L. But you can't even say that he's just a straight up he's a straight up loser, because he just keeps getting back up from it all. Like he's surviving. Like the dude must have the highest creep potential in the series. Actually, I can't even say that. I was going to say maybe he's got the highest creep potential in the series for Haki, like sort of like what Sanji does, where Sanji just clashes with a bunch of people that have got stronger Haki than him, and then all of a sudden he's queen level because he's clashed with a lot of strong people and healed up over and over and over. Jack doesn't even get that. Jack just goes into a place and he's just like, yeah, I'll fight you, gets jacked up, pun intended, right? Wakes up a week later having a few Fuji nightmares, is just like, oh man, hope that doesn't happen again. Where's my next mission? Oh yeah, taking on another guy that strong? Woo, let's just keep it going. Then he's about to get smacked up because there was a hole in the roof. Yo, I feel bad for Jack. I do. I really do. I mean, he's a terrible human and he gets what he deserves, but man, dude's getting manhandled around. Yeah, but look at Zoro. I can't... Okay. Chat, does it discredit King a little bit that he tried to punch Zoro? He's got his spiky knuckle dusters on and all. Tries to punch Zoro after disarming him, and Zoro's able to hold this grown ass giant of a man off with his teeth. I mean, I know Zoro's just a freak, but bit of a joke there. Punch the sword out the dude's mouth. Not just that, disarms him, and then Zoro just immediately drops to the ground and picks up his swords, just like, what you gonna do? Nothing. Nothing. Jack is truly a tank, though. Yo, Jack is a tank. Like, okay, he was up on the roof. He got he was soloing the entire Mink army. Then he got low diffed by two top tier Sulogs back to back. Got knocked down to the lower levels, and then proceeded to just rain terror on everyone else. But I mean, at this point in time, is Jack awakened? I got Kaido winning against his OSTs, too epic. What do you think? Oh, Wido. I got Wido winning against his OST, too epic to... What do you think? You mean Kaido winning against Luffy and Momo at the end? Is that who we're talking about when we're talking about Wido? Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yo, go back down. Have a look at Dragon Momo. This guy is literal fire in the best possible way. The pain Zoro is going to have to endure after this fight is going to be worse than taking Luffy's pain in Thriller Bark. Because remember, the healing medicine will cause the pain after it wears off. Plus... like I said, he's going to have an extreme diff fighting against him. Like I said, Zoro coming out of this arc... okay. Oda's great at parallels. Oda's great at referencing things. I think everyone at this point in time sort of understands that at the moment, Wano is very, very, very similarly set up to the Marineford saga at this point in time. From the crew getting somewhat separated to a prison, finding out about stuff, to an imprisonment arc, to a rebanding and attacking and an assault and all that sort of stuff. Very similar, alright? At this point in time, throughout the Marineford storyline, you had Luffy getting poisoned by Magellan and, having to deal with that. and then Ivankov giving him the hormone treatment multiple times throughout the course of the war and all that. That was sort of the birth of the legend that was Luffy. Like in on the world stage, that was the birth of the legend that is Luffy, right? This is the birth of the legend that is that is Zoro, right? He scarred Kaido. Well, Kaido seemingly healed it already, but maybe that was just a mistake. He got a cut in. He hurt Kaido. Man put marks on Kaido, right? And was down and out. I mean, after fighting people like a Pooh and stuff like that, like smacking on with a Pooh, smacking on with a heap of gifters and that, takes on Kaido for a bit, gets his hits in, taking on Big Mom for a bit, getting his hits in, gets knocked down, gets taken out, right? He would back up, very much like Luffy in Impel Down, right? Comes back and starts clapping King. The pain he's going to receive after this arc is going to be like Luffy after Marineford. Dude's going to be catatonic for a fortnight, alright? Everyone's going to be like, ooh, let's party and celebrate, and yeah, and Zoro's just going to be dead in a corner with an IV drip of booze, just like, this makes me feel better. Please don't break any more bones. Because Zoro is fighting right now with, like, almost every bone in his body broken. The medicine didn't cure that. It just sort of made him get over the pain of it to keep going. Alright? He's going to be up after this arc. Hell yeah, long leg Kaido incoming. Long leg Kaido incoming. That was the most disappointing thing I've ever seen in my life. When we got Kaido's leg reveal, part of my soul was ripped out of my heart, thrown on the ground, and I was just like, where are the quads? Where are the calves? Where's the glutes? You terrible human being. Can't wait for the next chapter. Zoro will be fine after some Saki lol. Yeah, a little bit of Saki in the vein, and the dude's right as rain. He would be ready to take on Fujitora in a fist fight, because why not? That's what Saki does for a guy. Yo, this is definitely a great chapter. What are my predictions for the next chapter? Okay, we're not going to get Luffy and Momo reach Onigashima yet. We're going to have potentially Zoro and... no, because it's got to end the volume soon. Next chapter, my prediction is Luffy and Momo start their ascent to Onigashima, but they don't arrive there yet. They're just on transit, okay? Maybe they get there right at the end of the chapter, and that's where the chapter ends off, but I don't think so just yet. I think we get the end of the Raizo Fukurojuko fight, because that's been going on for a little minute now. Okay? In between that, King and Zoro get separated from Sanji and Queen. Okay? Once they get separated... Yo, no break next week. No break for the next 2 weeks. Okay? Think about that. We're getting the colour spread coming out in 3 parts. So that means the next 2 weeks, no break. That means 4 weeks back to back of having had One Piece. You know you love it. You know you love it. But yeah, so my predictions were Raizo and Fukurojuko probably starts to wrap up. Sanji and Queen and King and Zoro split off, so they're not fighting side by side anymore, because that tends to happen with them. Luffy starts getting up with Momo, but they don't necessarily arrive straight away. Then, because that would be 1024, so 1025, which would be the volume end, right? I think maybe we cut back to how how Law and Kid are going against Big Mom. Maybe a little bit more with Hawkins and whatnot. We might even get to see Nekomamushi and Inuarashi having done some serious damage to Jack and Perospero. And then it ends with having seen Yamato knocked out on top of Onigashima, and Kaido is in absolute he's shook as Dragon Momo descends down with Luffy on his back, screaming his guts out. Kaido! I am here to finish you. What's going on with Nami, Usopp, and Tama? Yo, what is going on with Nami, Usopp, and Tama? They got their order out and they've just been hiding. Look, throw a scene in there as well. I reckon we're going to get a moment where we get the Straw Hats regrouping. Maybe they regroup and we finally get the reveal of the numbers 1, 2, and 3, and maybe they're numbers that surprisingly can use Haki in some capacity, or the Straw Hats regroup and CP0 finally starts to make a move, and the remaining Straw Hats realize that, and it's a 6-on-3 situation, trying to sort of stop CP0 making their initial move. It's a bit hard to tell. I'd also like to see. I think it might just get off screen from here on out, but I'd like to see Drake and Apu continue. I mean, I wish my boy Brook would get to fight Apu a little bit. Some soul music on some music, but yeah, it is what it is. Yeah. This is easily a 10 out of 10 chapter. I love this chapter. That'd be crazy. I mean, it would be crazy, and especially since CP0 should be ridiculously strong. You think a third party's coming during or right after the war, like Blackbeard, CP0, Marines? Okay, I reckon it's really hard. I reckon there's a very high possibility that the Marines show up, or more CP0 show up after the war, but not immediately, because... Okay. Some of you guys are new to my channel, so I'm going to throw this out here, alright? This is just a little bit of analytical me, okay? So, the Onigashima War and raid at the moment, huge deal, lots of people, lots of parties and all that, right? But you can boil it down to a Joy Boy candidate in Luffy and 4 top tier combatants fighting 2 Yonko, right? On the parallel outside of Wano in the world, essentially at the same time, we were getting a Joy Boy potentialed character in Sabo. 3 revolutionary commanders with him, and potentially Bonnie. So 5 top tier combatants in total, mirroring the 5 top tiers here, fighting the admirals, who I know a lot of people like to throw different type of shade around at different power scalings and that. Personally, I think the admirals and Yonko are close enough that the parallel here works out, right? The Straw Hats are going to win, and our alliance is going to win. We found out that these guys lost, that Sabo and that essentially didn't... well, at least we see Fujitora is fine and doing other stuff after. So seemingly they lost, right? So what I think has happened is, after that parallel and after that like shift, we found out that the world government has abolished the warlords, right? And they're dealing with the aftermath of that fight, most likely preparing for Dragon to come and either seek revenge or start the war officially, okay? Especially since the Revolutionary Army apparently declared war at the Reverie, even though it wasn't what people thought, with, you know, Dragon standing on the table in front of all the world leaders being like, gloves off. But yeah, so we're getting that interesting parallel right now, alright? Blackbeard obviously being in between that, with Shanks essentially. Blackbeard saying, if the Navy's just going to take it, I might as well take it. I think what's happening in the world right now, while we're isolated in Wano, is the world government, and the reason why the world government, or the reason why the Marines under Akainu didn't go to Marineford, is because they were dealing with having to take out the 7 warlords of the sea that were remaining, even though there was only 4, while preparing for a full-scale defensive assault from the Revolutionary Army, as the aftermath of Sabo and whatnot. Right? Now, I think that, narratively speaking, it would be more impactful if the warlords were beating off the invading fighters. So they're beating everyone, and then the world government had to bring out SSG, and SSG wiped out the remaining warlords. Because you got to think how impactful that would be. You have the son of Whitebeard, who's arguably just as strong, going to be just as strong as Katakuri and Yamato, right? You have that character taken down. You have the world's greatest swordsman taken down. You have Boa Hancock, a Haki master seemingly, because she's from an island of Haki users. We know that they had Rio and stuff like that. She has all three types of Haki and a busted fruit. We have her being taken down, right? And we have the meme Lord Buggy being taken down. Seemingly, if that happens, the world government has been able to somehow mass produce something that is as strong as a commander, arguably. And if that's happened, then having multiple of that thing being led with admirals and vice admirals, like they should be able to start walking through Yonko's territory. So I think at this point in the story, what's going to be happening is Blackbeard. The thing that he's going to be trying to get is, I think he's going to be trying to recruit some of the warlords before they've been taken out. So some of the warlords might survive, some might not. Don't know. I don't necessarily want to say any of the warlords would go with Blackbeard, but like it's meticulous, right? Because the world government and the newspaper and that sort of stuff probably wouldn't report anything about any ancient weapons or anything like that. So it's very limited what Blackbeard would be going for. And you got to think he's not above recruiting people like that, considering he's recruited people from Impel Down and he recruited Aokiji. All right. Yo, Rashid Singleton subscribed. Thank you much. Very appreciated. Very appreciated. But yeah, so you got to think we can't have these parties coming to Wano because we've got to come out of Wano with Luffy being an emperor, right? And potentially some of the other people here being escalated as well to that same sort of level, but mainly Luffy being an emperor, right? But we will come out of this having Luffy achieved what it is to be an emperor, essentially, to realize it doesn't matter, the world powers are irrelevant now because the whole world power system has radically reshuffled, and essentially being a Yonko is no longer what it means to be in charge, right? This also intersection here might be where we get a Blackbeard versus Shanks, if that's ever going to happen. It'd be interesting, but it's a bit dicey to see how it's going. You know what I mean? It also is very possible that what Blackbeard's going for isn't the Warlords, but he's going to try and third-party Dragon to get Dragon's Fruit to complete his three, like, the typical Blackbeard theory of three fruits. Considering pre-time skip, Blackbeard's story revolved around the Whitebeard pirates and getting Whitebeard's fruit. Post-time skip, the Blackbeard Pirates story has revolved around clashing with the Revolutionaries, so ultimately it would be interesting if Blackbeard receives Dragon's Fruit to top it off, okay? I don't know, am I being crazy, guys? Any guesses what SSG is? Maybe revived fighters or some new tech? Marines? I think CP0 will get one or two pirates and take them to Marine HQ and pull down. Okay, first things first. Will CP0 get anyone from this arc? It's hard to say. They may succeed in getting Who's Who back, but it's tricky. It's a tricky situation, okay? Separate to that, alright, you have Drake. And I think the only way Drake makes it out of this island alive, realistically, is if he says to CP0 that he's actually, like, if he lets slip to CP0 that Sword exists, and he's trying to escape in that way, all right. But I think that he can't really blow his cover, so he potentially is almost dead in the water at this point in time. Although he will survive in some capacity, I don't know how, but it's a very tricky situation for him. Now, what do I think SSG is? I think one possibility is an upgraded pacifista. I know I was saying earlier in the chat that I was talking about Film Z. If you look at Film Z, the pacifistas are very different. They got revealed in a data book to be neo-pacifistas because they were altered by Z. But I think that also might have been a bit of foreshadowing that we might be getting altered pacifistas post-time skip, especially since the world government went through the effort of building the pacifistas in the first place. The ones we saw pre-time skip were as strong as someone in, say, the 250 mil range, or like of a pirate, which is pretty high even still to today's standard. I know it's no, Katakuri, Jack, Queen, King, and that sort of stuff, but still, it's like around that oven Daifuku level almost. If they're able to increase the durability and strength of a pacifista and implement Sea Stone into the pacifista, so say, you know how Frankie's got his weapons, he's strong, right? In that, if a pacifista has a hand with a sea stone um, plating on it in some capacity, and it's still able to shoot, if it was doing the whole Kuma thing where instead of bleeping you, it grabs you, turns your fruit off, and just turns you to dust with a laser. Um, I mean, you got enough of those things in the right situation, and even Kaido in dragon form getting grabbed and shot through with lasers, it would probably deal some damage in some capacity. Um, yeah, it's SSG is hard because it's either going to be something completely new, or it's going to be or it's possibly going to be an upgraded pacifista with either Sea Stone or, very interesting to note, the pacifistas pre-time skip were cyborgs that had a Devil Fruit power implemented into them with Kizaru's laser. It would be interesting if the post-time skip pacifistas are upgraded and they have more than one Devil Fruit capability implemented in them. Don't know how it would work. Don't know if different pacifistas were maybe force-fed different fruits, maybe like zones and that. So they're implementing some of Vegapunk's other technologies, where you can feed an inanimate object a zone. Maybe the pacifistas counters that. Maybe they don't, because you got to think, with lineage factor, what most likely happened is Kuma got cloned, and then they dissected the clones and turned them into cyborgs, as opposed to just built people that looked like Kuma. But yeah, it's something along those lines, I think. Although that being said, it's hard to think about how that would beat someone like Mihawk. But you got to think, the remaining four warlords that they're going after. Get rid of Buggy. The remaining three warlords they're going after are Mihawk, Boa, and Weevil. Three of the stronger people in the verse, and they were confident that they were going to take them out, but they knew they were going to have their hands full juggling that and what was going on with the revolutionaries. So yeah, it's definitely going to be interesting. I don't know. Is there anything else? Is there anything else you guys think that SSG could be? Because it is possible that I'm just completely overlooking something, completely obvious. While I wait for that, I'm just going to scroll through here. What was my favourite panel from this chapter? I normally mention a standout panel. I do love the Zoro saving Sanji and then the Sanji saving Zoro. I love seeing them fight side by side against people. And we've got Queen talking about the Germa. I wonder if Queen has actually fought the Germa in some capacity. And in fact, Queen talking about how he's stronger than even something Vegapunk can make. I mean, take away your Haki, and is that true? You know what I mean? Can Vegapunk, is Queen trying to say he's smarter than Vegapunk, or is that sort of arrogant for Queen to think of? King's weird, so we can manipulate fire. Last chapter we saw his end on flame or whatever it was, right? So we've seen him punch with fire, right? He hasn't gone hybrid, so it's going to be interesting to see how he tries to implement his hybrid form with fighting, or if he just doesn't. But I'm liking his fighting style just because he's a jack of all trades. It's like, whips out a sword, blocks, discards, brings out the knuckle dusters, goes for a hit, throws a bit of fire around. I'm liking that he's a very diverse fighter, but at the same point in time, he does not seem to be anywhere near as potent as, say, Katakuri or even in a one-on-one against, like, even Margot. Because in a one-on-one situation, it doesn't matter what you throw at Margot. I mean, we saw the guy going up against Akainu, and we saw what Akainu did to literally, 14 division commanders at once and Whitebeard. Like, Margot's powers just make him busted for being able to survive stuff. Yeah, chapter was definitely 10 out of 10. Alright, I think I'm going to wrap up the stream there. Keep an eye out for the weekend, because you can be damn sure that I'm going to be streaming over the weekend, doing a chapter discussion, get some people in and talk about the chapter and go through and break down the chapter. Alright? Mad chapter. Yes, it was a damn good chapter. 10 out of 10 chapter. Had me damn hyped, damn excited. Alright? So, for the beautiful people that have stuck around until the end, you know what to do, you know what to appreciate. If you haven't done so already, subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon for more notifications for content like this. Thank you for coming by in the stream. And if you haven't done so already, give me your thoughts on what SSG is in the comment section down below. Or, message me on Twitter here at New World Super 2 and let me know what your thoughts are on SSG. This is definitely a great chapter. Peace. Have a damn good day. Nothing but love, nothing but respect. Have a good Friday. One Piece lovers, thank you for coming by. It is appreciated. Goodbye.